Hey friends, Dubmaster Kahn with another reggae tutorial. This one is going to be on the rhythm guitar. So before we get going, I want to talk about the role of the rhythm guitar in reggae music. So if we listen to this little track I got here, it's just B major times 2 and A major times 2. So you can hear that the piano here already is providing harmony. You know, it's a chord. So all we want to do is add a percussive element on top of that. All right, so let's break down what is that sound. Well, basically, I'm just pressing the B major chord very, very quickly on the string. Just ever so slightly and then I'm letting go. If I turn off the reverb, or at least some of it. So I'm pressing down on the note, but I'm only pressing down for like a split second, really. Instead of, right? Not like this, but like this. And I have good news for you. If you are not very good at guitar, you actually don't have to press the note down. Because it's a percussive element, as long as you put your fingers and just rest them right on the correct notes of the chord, if you listen to this, I'm not even pressing down on I'm not actually fretting the note. Right? But you can still hear the harmonic character of it. So I'm not going to press down. I'm just going to have a little bit of reverb on there. That's with pressing it just slightly for a split second. Then I'm letting go. Well, let me talk about the pick first. So this is a 60 millimeter pick. And there's a big difference if you use a light pick. This is a 46. It's very light sounding versus this is a little more aggressive. The light one. I'm the same amount of force. So there's a difference. The heavier the gauge you have, the more you're kind of pressing through, right? And it's kind of a raking motion. I hold my pick like this. It's either just one finger, the middle finger and the thumb, or sometimes I put the index finger and the thumb. I'm raking kind of through the string, but I'm swiping, like I'm kind of glancing it, and then I'm pushing through. And obviously, if you've watched any of my videos before, you see that I'm a cheater and I don't do the bottom two strings because see, they don't have really any sound when you press them. So anyways, that's the general idea of how you get the sound. But let's talk a little bit about tone. because I feel like that's super important. So this is THU by Overloud, and it is a amp simulator. And so this is it's a Fender Edge. It's a modeled amp and a modeled cabinet. But if you see here, I've set all these settings. Look at how the gain is at 3 and the bass is rolled down a little bit, but the mids and the trebles and the presence are all boosted a lot. So as a comparison, this is if everything is standard, pretty much right on 5. The gain the same, but bass, middle, treble, presence all up the middle. See, hear how it's muddy? Compared to this one. It's nice and bright and articulate. So how you shape the tone of your amp is very important. And just for giggles, let's listen to what this thing sounds like. Just plug straight in, no amp simulator. Hear how it's not a lot of top end. It's not very bright. So here's with the standard amp sim, and then here's with the one that's I've dialed in. So it's important that you tweak your amp settings. So let's go to another chord progression because just it's less boring. So this one's C sharp minor times 4 to F sharp minor. So let's talk a little bit about the chicka. So that's the chop sound. Basically, you're going to do the exact same thing with your left hand, but your right hand, you're going to be adding an upstroke. Now, why do I say the left hand is the same? Well, because you're only pressing the note for that split second in the beginning. It's because when you play on the up, it's a muted. It's completely muted, right? Or if you're not very good, you can just mute it the whole time. You don't even have to press it, just like this. Right? And you know, with enough reverb on there, it sounds fine. I'm not even pressing the note. But it does sound better when you do press it, I'll say. So like this. Play along. I'll also say something that's interesting is if you dig in, say you're not pressing the note, and you, instead of glancing like I've been doing, if you just go where you dig in more, it's kind of a cool sound. Or if you do it more glancing, so that's basically the chicka, and you know, depending on the type of pick you use, this is a real light one. See how I'm pressing the note down, but it's like only for a second. I like the 60mm pick better. It's a little bit more articulate. a little harder sounding. Also, I'll say pickup choices makes a big difference. So on my telly, I'm using the middle position, which has both pickups in series. But if I use the back pickup, super mid-rangey and bright, it has like no bottom end to it, which can be really cool for the, you know. Or if I use the front pickup, it's a little bit meatier and beefier sounding, so you have to kind of add more treble. This is the middle pickup, back pickup. Kind of quacky, it's that Telecaster vibe. I find the middle one has a nice balance of highs and mids. So let's also talk about what else you can add. You know, you can add some phaser. That's kind of cool. I love phaser. Also, the settings are a little bit exaggerated so you can hear them. I don't think I'd use that much phaser, but... And here's an auto wah. It's pretty cool. And then here's a crybaby. So I've heard of people actually, like on humbucker guitars, they're a little more mid-range and not so much, they don't have a lot of top end. So I've heard of the cocked wah, they call it, where you put the wah in the fully up position and it adds some brightness. I'm gonna turn down the guitar a little bit because it's adding some gain. Real crunchy. I'm going to record this and then you'll see how you can play with the wah. This thing sounds a lot like a real wah. So if you don't have a real wah, I know they make expression pedals, or you could do what I'm doing with the mouse. Or turn it off and turn the gain up. Some phaser. Okay, so that's that one. The other thing I wanted to show you was here's another. This is another amp. It's the same Fender Edge, a different setup of mics and stuff, and I guess mic position, but this one kind of. Oh, something also that I should have noted was, I like to have, obviously the rhythm guitar is it's clean, it's not distorted, but it's like, it's sometimes nice to be just on the edge of distortion. Like if I really dig into this, you can hear distortion. But if I'm not playing as hard, it's just a little bit of crunch, right? So this amp is a little bit more crunchy, but another thing you can add is like chorus. I forgot that I recorded. And some tremolo is kind of cool. You know, if you're doing long chords. You guys have learned something. I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial. If you have, please like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the page. And thank you for tuning in. I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.